Hello, everybody, and welcome to the renewal of the show Chat CANNA. Oh, and now it's telling me it's just bringing in all of the different places that we are broadcasting from. So again, hello and welcome to the starting of the new show, a revitalization of the old show called Chat CANNA. We had over 100 episodes in the can during the pandemic, and then things kind of dropped off as we got really busy, and we're kind of waiting for things to change. We opened our store. Our THC derived from Minnesota raised hemp on August 2nd. It took us from the 1st of July when it became legal to August 2nd to find a space, redo the space, get the cabinets, get in orders, of course, and we've created excellent relationships with several Minnesota vendors that we are really happy with. We're going to talk about all of those kind of things as the shows go on, and we just want to welcome you here to this broadcast and hope that you'll share it and hope that you'll consider coming on the show and letting us talk. If you are a grower, a processor, a manufacturer, a retailer, we want to interview you. We want to know what you're doing. We want to know how things are going. We want to know what you think of the new Minnesota marijuana laws that should get passed here in the next month. These are all things that we should share with each other and know what's going on. Minnesota is both a big state and a small state. Geographically, it's a big state. I don't know if you know, but if you put the map of Germany in real size over the map of Minnesota in real size, Germany's not much bigger, yet they have 88 million people. We have 5 or 6 million people. So big and small at the same time. We're up here in northwest Minnesota. When we want to drive down to Minneapolis for meetings or a little vacation, but certainly most importantly to see business associates and things, it's a good 5-hour drive. And that's a good solid 5 hours of driving, whether you go over to hook on the North Dakota freeway and go south to Fargo to hook on the freeway down to Minneapolis, or you take one of the 2-lane roads cross country to get down to Rothsay, Minnesota, where we hook onto the freeway. 6 of one, half dozen of the other for time. Some days I feel like, driving 75 miles an hour on the freeway, and some days I feel like driving 62 miles an hour on the 2-lane country roads, because it's just a wash as to when we get there. So what we are and what we hope to expand on and share with you is a variety of things. First of all, historically, my family has been in the Red River Valley here in northwest Minnesota since 1880. Actually came from Wisconsin as a stopping off point from Germany. From Germany first to Wisconsin. We don't know what happened, but they picked up all of their things in the middle of the night one night and headed out here to Minnesota. And we only landed here. I'm going to change the background now. I just like to put that wheat up there because we are, of course, wheat farmers, sugar beet farmers, soybean farmers, and now hemp farmers. This happens to be a photo of our sugar beet and soybean planter. There, I moved myself off to the side a little bit so you can see it. It's an awesome machine, powered or drawn by a big Case International quad track. And if you look there, right to the, let's see if we can get up here, right over here, that land or that farmstead there is where I live and where I'm broadcasting from right now. Just to the north here is a cousin and several other cousins in the area. We make up a big group of farmers here. So we'll have that up there just because it looks kind of nice. I have some great hemp pictures to put up there too. Our first year of raising hemp, now going on 5 years ago, it was a picture perfect year. We've had hemp every year since, but there was something about the pictures from that first year and those particular seeds that just made for some beautiful photography. So 1880, the family moved here to the Red River Valley and started farming the traditional horse, buggy, horse-drawn plows, cows, of course, big cow barns, and the little income sources that collectively let a family live in relative comfort. And over the years, lots of things happened. In 1902, we became one of the first families in the area to sign the contracts with the American Crystal Sugar Beet Company and to start raising sugar beets. And we didn't really raise them as a profit area at that time, we raised them to have a row crop in the land. So that at the time, every 4 years, you raised sugar beets, and that was a time when the weeds could come up and you were killing them either with a cultivator, or we had migrant labor that came through twice, thinned the sugar beets down to the right number, the right count per acre, but also taking out weeds that only grow up in that fertile soil, but otherwise are in competition with anything else that we would plant. And so that was the real reason to get into sugar beets. Of course, from the early 1900s to now, it has become an incredibly successful cash crop. Americans found out that they like Coca-Cola more than just going down to the local pharmacy and having one stirred up for you in a glass. And all of the sodas, bread, lots of bread. Your McDonald's hamburger has sugar in it. Sugar's everywhere. Matter of fact, sometimes people say, "Oh, you're happy that there are protections government-wise for how much sugar can be raised in the United States." That's not true at all. We import more than half the sugar that America uses. So everyone, me included, could cut our sugar intake in half, and the farmers that are in the very limited areas that sugar can be raised in the United States still can't grow enough sugar for the country. So it's an incredible ingredient that is welcomed by all. I particularly like it in a chocolate cake. That's my best place to have a little bit of sugar. Anyway, so we started doing sugar beets then. In 1960, we were the first collection of farm families that signed the contracts with the company that brought sunflowers to the Red River Valley. Sunflowers had come from Russia. And really, they're a man-made product, a variation of daisies, actually. And we were the first ones to do that. And that was some interesting times, as we did not have combines, for instance, that could handle the stalks of the sunflowers. It just tore up our equipment back then. But it was so awesome to see 80-acre fields of beautiful sunflower. I'll get a picture of one of those up here. We still have them around the area. We are not in the sunflower business anymore. So it's only logical that 5 years ago, when the great state of Minnesota decided to let hemp get put back into production after about a 70-year hiatus, that we got into it. And I have a business partner that's mostly an IT guy and is totally into research and development. And that's why we got into the hemp business. And that's a long story that I'll tell you another time, but why we got into the business. But then, of course, with the changes in the laws last year, and it's kind of ironic, and I'm sure that it's not only me, but as we were understanding the law and the concentration of THC and all of these kind of things, and just to underline, I'm not a user of THC. Even now that we are in the business, I don't use it, but I want to be able to use it when the need arises. Again, more awesome things that we'll talk about in that way. But we were sitting and talking about, well, if it can get to this concentration, that seems to be like it's a lot of THC as much as people smoke. And of course, other people figured that out and got the laws changed specifically in Minnesota to allow for that. And so now we have been in the business since last August, and it's going really well, and we're really happy with it. Our customer base is not who we expected. It's just amazing. Our customer base is me. People, I'm 71. Our customer base is generally over 40 years old. People who are looking for pain relief, restless leg syndrome, aid in sleeping, anxiety, PTSD, the list goes on and on. We have folks that are taking it because they have early onset Parkinson's, and they are just getting such great relief from their maladies with our product. I never would have dreamed that. I really thought that, just like running a fine wine store, people were going to come in under the guise that they wanted a nice wine with dinner, but really they wanted to have a little bit of a escape from the world and kind of an experience. That's the smallest part of our commercial audience. So we are just excited, and we see great things on the horizon for what's to come with the hemp industry, and particularly got to take our hats off and salute the hemp concentrated efforts that are done in Minnesota. Growers, we have a series of growers in Minnesota that have banded together in a couple of different groups. I happen to be in the Minnesota Hemp Cooperative. Just great guys that are seriously into making this commodity. It will become a commodity just like wheat, barley, oats, soybeans, sunflowers at some point, but making it into something where we are using every part of the plant to be involved in something, whether it's to go into building materials, whether it's to make an actual wood that kind of looks like wood, acts like wood, cuts like wood, but is such an incredible, incredible item. Of course, all of the different things that people are now using in drinkables, edibles, chocolates, gummies, mints, and of course, clothing. I have a wallet. I have to show you my new wallet. This is my new wallet I just got. It's an exact replacement of my old wallet. There's the company, Hemp Star. The old wallet that I bought up in Winnipeg, because hemp clothing was legal in Winnipeg long before it became legal in America. 20-some years ago, I was up there to see a concert. It's 150 miles from here. Happened to get past a hemp store in one of the little malls and bought a wallet. And that wallet has traveled with me all over the world many, many times. It was with me when I got taken to Turkey with the United States Air Force. It was with me when I got taken to Israel with another group of people as a broadcaster, and back and forth to Europe, all around Europe, countless times, sometimes 4 times a year. And I just wear my wallets out, both in the fact that I stuff them way too full of stuff. It's got a zipper for, in Europe, you still use coins, you use euros. And so it can hold a bunch of those. And it's the most awesome material that I've ever seen. And I will show you the old one. It's around here somewhere. And finally, after 23 years, it got frayed and let go. And it got washed a few times even. So that's another use for this wonderful product that we call hemp. That's kind of it for the show today. We just wanted to see that we're back to broadcasting. We have our studio. We do several different kinds of shows here. And we just wanted to see that everything works and that we are starting to make contact. And we invite you, if you're a retailer, if you're a wholesaler, if you're a processor, if you're a grower, make contact with us. We want to sit down and chat, learn all about your entry into this crazy business called hemp, where you see it's going, and what do you think it will do. So let's get our email address up there in the screen, and please tell all your friends that we are here, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon. If you click the subscribe button on YouTube, and if you're seeing us on Facebook, please go see us on YouTube. Then you can click the subscribe button, hit that little bell, and then you will get notified when we come on the air with our next show, which will be real soon. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you again real soon here on this wonderful broadcasting system that we have. John Reitmeyer for CANNA RHX, and for CANNA Corners, our retail store in Crookston, Minnesota. Have a great day.